And we're back! Hello everybody, DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to some more Vampyr. Last time we left off was a bit of a roller coaster ride, to be honest. There was effectively a war going on in the streets of London between the vampires, or the Econ to be more precise, and the Prewin Guard. We had to kill our sister, who we accidentally made a vampire back at the beginning of the game without even realizing it. And to be honest, I won't be surprised if a lot of people don't realize how it happened, because there is a reason, and it's not a plot hole, but it's a very blink and you miss it type of thing. I'll give you a hint. Go back and watch the cutscene where we drain our sister, back in part 1. And see if you can't spot it. I'll be interested to see how many people can actually work that out. But we have, after that, we had a meeting with the Ascalon Club. Essentially a bunch of immortal and non-immortal politicians in the British Empire who want us to help them out with dealing with this epidemic, because it's causing some problems, like Prewin having influence being a thing. In the meantime, I've also gone off and done some random crafting and curing and things. And I picked up a couple of items that we did not have before, which I just kind of left lying around in the locker in our room for ages and didn't even realize it. That being Dragonbane here and some other weapon. We have it set up so it will absorb 5 points of blood. And in addition to that, we also do some extra damage in this to the tune of 10%. And I'm working on getting all the parts we need to upgrade it to level 5, but we need 5 more good handle parts and 7 more lead plates for that. At which point I'm going to get another damage increase thing, which will put the damage for this over 200. That's going to be very nice. I've also, though, picked up some new abilities and things. Speaking of, I'm going to change things around a little bit, because we can only have 5 active skills at the same time. What I'm going to do is change out Blood Barrier, as I literally never use it. And I'll go for Spring, so we can leap over and cause some damage to them. That's a lot more useful. Claws I only use very occasionally, so I'll also switch it out for the time being. And what I'm going to switch that out for is Coagulation. Temporarily paralyze our targets. I've also made it up to level 20. And I didn't realize this before, but we have nearly 1,000 life. However, there's a bunch of power things that I need to modify a bit, especially autophagy here, because we have that healing thing and I use it quite often, but I really need to upgrade that. And we're now on the Southwark Bridge, and if you're wondering why, I'm heading up here because there's an indicator on the map saying there is an event here, and I'm going over to check it out. There's also 3 more over in the Western Docks I want to check out as well. And in addition to those events, there are 2 people in the docks that I need to cure to make sure the district's health stays up. Because it's currently critical, thanks to Sean Hampton going missing. And if it goes any lower, it will become hostile, and everyone here will die. And the district will basically go to hell. Unfortunately, I can only make 1 neuralgia cure, so that's going to be the only person that gets it, is that old lady. Even though there's a couple of other people who have it. And we need to make another anemia cure when I get the stuff to get Albert in better shape. But all these people are going to get cured and bring up the health of Whitechapel, which will be nice. I've also been going around curing the West End a bit. There's still quite a few people there we haven't discovered yet, but 2 of the ones we have discovered are Venus Crossley and Clarence Crossley. Which, ironically enough, Clarence is actually an old friend of Dr. Reid's from the First World War, as it happens. They fought together, or something to that effect. And this critical thing is also rather unfortunate, because it means that I can't eat anyone in the docks area. And I was seriously considering murdering Seymour in order to get that 2700 experience, or 2700 plus after we get his last hint. But if we did that, then I am positive the district would plunge into hostile status, and we can't have that. But Whitechapel, on the other hand, he won't be worth much experience, but this bloke, Cadogan Bates, he's a little bit of an asshole, honestly, and is exploiting migrants. And the only reason he cares about the clinic is because it keeps more business coming in the form of migrants he can exploit. So I'm thinking we may eat him. Other than that, the friar, Tobias Whitaker, he's also kind of a bastard. And is very, very into burning things and cleansing the epidemic by fire, and is basically the cardboard cutout example of a religious extremist. There's still 1 more person in that district we haven't discovered yet. But Mr. Whitaker here, once we get our mesmerize skill up to level 5 by advancing the main plot, I'm seriously considering snacking on his face. Because as far as actual bad people, quote-unquote, are concerned in Whitechapel, there's not that many, really. There's him, and then Joe Peterson. But Joe here, he has his son, and snacking on Joe would certainly affect the son, because he is sick fairly often. We do not want to be causing him to die, so snacking on the priest, on the other hand, I am perfectly okay with. And as far as the West End is concerned, I'm keeping my options open. Of course, Charlotte Ashbury is right out, because she is Lady Ashbury's adopted daughter, and the lady would probably be a little bit miffed if we ate her child. And seeing as I'm fairly certain Dr. Reid has some romantic interest in her, we're going to avoid that. Clarence is our friend. Venus, well, she's not the nicest person, but hardly worthy of being dinner. Calhoun Russell, he's a bit of a twat, honestly. And an elitist one at that. But we can't talk, considering Dr. Reid is... his family owns a fucking manor, after all. We managed to lose one of the hints for him, but I'm not bothered. And the other reason I don't want to eat this guy is he's a merchant. And we want to buy his stuff. We won't be able to do if we do that. She is apparently being mentally dominated into eating rats. Which is a little bit revolting, and I gotta be honest, I had to actually look away when they were showing that on screen. There are 2 more hints, but it doesn't seem like such a bad person. I am hoping there was someone among the people in the area we haven't discovered yet who are kind of assholey enough that I'd be willing to eat them. But now, there's something over here in terms of an event. And spoilers, I do already know what this event is. It's our friend over here, the Sphinx. That was actually accidental. Oh well. He's almost dead, and Dyson Delaney was not expecting that. And now I think it might be time to explain who Dyson Delaney is, because I know there will be some people who don't actually know. That was only a few hundred experience, not really worth murdering him. In self-defense, obviously. But still, not really worth it. Anyways, Dyson Delaney, if you... this won't have actually been in the content because it was one of those side quests that was just travel from point A to point B and find some stuff. Which I tend to leave out a lot of those just because, interesting though they might be, they also get to be a little bit repetitive feeling, and in a lot of cases I just don't feel like there's much point in leaving them in. But he was, in his younger days, Mr. Delaney was an anarchist, and inadvertently responsible for a terrorist bombing. I'll get to that in a second. We have to give Rufus his medicine.
Evening, Mr. Reid.
And we did actually remember to make our sepsis cure. That's nice.
Do you need help? A real doctor caring about me? That's a first. I feel like a real person.
Well, those doctors you've dealt with before were assholes, then.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That'll cure him up and should help
So
with
long,
the district's
Rufus.
health a little.
Be careful. Take care.
Hatred. A wave of bitter death to drown.
Now, let's see. That merchant over there's near one of the places we want to head to. But like I was saying about Dyson Delaney, he was an anarchist when he was younger, and inadvertently, I have a lot of trouble with that word for some reason, inadvertently caused the death of a couple of civilians because of a terrorist bombing. long story short, he left a modified car bomb in a certain location, and it resulted in 2 civilians dying. We left some flowers there and then confronted him about it later on. That did not go well at all. As I was saying, we left some flowers and confronted him, and basically got to sit through his guilt trip on how it was all an accident. And then got on his case a bunch. Well done me hitting a button by mistake. Christ. Anyhow, now it seems, as a result of something or other, I'm honestly not sure what, and I need to remember which is which with regards to that. Anyways, he turned into a werewolf. Or what looks like a werewolf. As it happens, and this isn't very obvious or well explained in the context of the game, and I hate how those assholes just explode like that. It's annoying as hell. Anyways, he's not actually a werewolf as it happens. He's just a different breed of vampire. Like, you remember that Volcoid, as they're called, Fergal, that we fought down in the sewers? As I said, he's just a different breed of vampire. Very big and very powerful, but a vampire all the same. And what Mr. Delaney turned into is effectively a different breed of that. Is the best way I can think to describe it, honestly. That's basically all he is. A different breed of one of those things. And we actually got back in time for that one. Very handy indeed. Let's actually check with this. Yeah, and Miss Gillingham is in there, and she's the second person in the district we want to cure. I can't knock on that door, though. That's a couple of... Oh, it's a pre-win rookie and Gazelle Paxton.
Sir, I said stay away.
She went and joined the fucking pre-win. Which, to be perfectly honest, that makes no bloody sense whatsoever. Because our relationship with her prior was that we helped her out because the pre-one had essentially robbed her. Her dagger and some cheap gin there. Yeah, we helped her out because the pre-one had robbed her. That's what was going on. There's a pre-one execution. They're fighting some over there. Now I gotta get into the place we're after. That was a decent chunk of experience from killing Giselle, though. About 1,500 or so, if I'm reading that right. Which is very nice. So now I gotta get into Miss Gillingham's place.
Best be moving on. Fear no evil.
Yeah. Back off a bit. And blood spear their asses. Back off some more.
Put an end to you.
Kill that asshole. And let's finish him. I'm taking a few hits, obviously, but honestly, I'm finding this sword to be a lot better of a weapon than anything else we've used thus far, because this sword is that weapon that I picked up, which I mentioned that I hadn't bothered to get before. But I also upgraded it as far as I can. It's level 4. And it's just so useful, what with being able to drain in health and everything. Sorry, drain blood, I mean. Gotta love it when I misspeak like that. Grab some more stuff, including some ergotamine, which is very nice, because I'm going to need ergotamine in order to make the cure for... I forget what it's called again. Yeah, to make the neuralgia cure, we need ergotamine. So that'll come in handy later down the line. That's Martin down there, the little prick who's extorting the nice old lady. Now let's get in there and give her her medicine.
May I come in?
Of course, of course.
But I gotta be honest, and this is going to sound kind of horrible.
So,
Before the
Dr.
district basically went to hell, I was considering
require medical
draining
attention?
her.
I'm glad you
Just
asked,
because
Bridget.
she is
I must confess I
obviously
haven't felt that well of
she's
late.
obviously kind of nuts and is slowly going crazy
try my
and
best.
incredibly senile, so
this. And
you could
please,
really
try to get
consider
some
it like a
rest.
mercy
Thank you,
killing,
Doctor.
but
Thank you very
that's
much.
kind of a slippery slope, which is part of the reason why I didn't end up doing that. And the district's health is the reason why I won't
Goodbye,
now.
Miss Gillingham.
There's 100 expa for curing a high-level disease. Let's see. Remove that. Next, I'm going to have us head down to there. Because, as it happens, thanks to a friend of mine spoiling what happens when you... what would happen as a result... Okay, I am babbling. Let me try and say this straight. Someone I know told me what becomes of Sean if you just let him be. Fortunately, they told me that after I had made my decision, so I wasn't influenced in regards to that. But I know that he is in there as a very high-level boss. So I'm holding off doing that until I deal with whatever this is at this event over here. But now, what do we need to level up our stuff? Let's see, we're going to need 5 more good handle parts. I'm seriously considering also leveling the common scythe if I can manage it. So I would need... Let's see, 1, 2... I need 8 of the good handle parts to do the scythe. Yes, 8 good handle parts. I'd need 14 total to do all of that. For now, we'll focus on just Dragonbane, because I'm sort of trying to move over to one-handed weapons if I can, just because they seem to have better options for a lot of stuff. So, I need 5 more good handle parts. What about upgrading the Parabellum and the Lupara? We need 5 white phosphorus to get the option I am going to want for the Lupara. That will give it the ability to do fire damage. And my logic here is basically that we tend to not, in the way I play, I tend to not bring out the firearms unless I am facing a really tough enemy or a boss. And basically all the bosses, with the exception of maybe 2 or so, have been vampires. So the fire damage is just objectively better in that way. I need 5 white phosphorus for that upgrade. The good Parabellum. So we need 3 good trigger parts. Need good trigger parts. White phosphorus. Now I'll just see if we can't get some good handle parts. We need 5 of those. I very much doubt he has 5. We'll have to go around to a few people to get that, most likely.
Good evening, young man.
There's no need to call me that, Dr. Reid.
Yeah, we know you're a bastard, but you're a traitor, so
Show me
we'll
what
put
you
up
have
with
to
it.
offer then, Mr. Nightingale.
Any good handle parts? Does not appear so. Okay, sorry about that. My microphone cut out for a bit. Not sure why, but that's fixed now. For the time being, it's fixed, that is. Yeah, the Skull are having some fun. Or the Pruin, I should say, are having some fun with the Skull. There's a couple of those assholes over there. It's 2 then 3. Yeah. Back off a little. Seriously. Okay, let's murder his face. That wasn't too bad, even if we took a bit more damage than I'd like. Yeah, I plan to upgrade my ability to heal myself just to make it a little better so that I can heal at a better rate, for lack of a better phrase. I just want to upgrade my healing at some point, but I just haven't got around to it yet. That's the thing with anything like this. There's always so much to upgrade that you can never do all of it. And apparently the thing we're supposed to... Oh dear. Lottie Paxton. She's gone skull on us. Oh shit. I am not pleased by this in the slightest. Hit, then back off. Blood magic, a little bit of blood attack there, and just back up. Son of a bitch. God damn it. We're taking some pretty nasty hits. Christ on a bike. That's nasty. I accidentally switched my weapon. That's not gonna be handy. Oh dear. Well, those two are dead. Let's back up. Thank God we avoided that. And I'm regenerating my blood a little bit. Make her vulnerable again. And down she goes. We get a small key in return. And 2,000 experience. That's right. She was worth quite a bit. Apparently we're getting the equivalent by doing that. Heal myself up all the way. And I'm going to go check on the list of peoples here and see who needs to be healed. Let's see, we have those who are on the mend, so that should move that up, and I'm hoping actually killing them so they're no longer running rampant will help out. Oswald Thatcher is gonna need cure for neuralgia. at some point. He's over at the Pembroke Hospital. We should be able to make that. Then again, Benjamin Palmer also needs one, and Albert Palmer needs his anemia cured. Doctor's work is never done, it seems, and we don't even know about half the people over in the West End. It struck me as a little bit odd when I was first playing. I gotta admit that we don't know who the people in the West End are, because if you pay attention to the dialogue at the beginning of the game, you'll know this, but Dr. Reid, Jonathan, grew up in the West End. It's where our family home is. That's what I was referring to when I mentioned a mansion, which happens to be located in the West End. Now remove that marker and let's see. There's a hideout near where the marker for the event that is Sean is going to be. So I am going to go over there. I'll also pop into that hideout that's nearby. Here's the plan. So that I can level up. I mean, we have 5,500 experience to spend. May as well make some use of it. The way in is also blocked. So isn't that lovely? Because yes, this is the hideout I was mentioning. You may recall that we used it a few times before. But before I pop off to bed, I'm going to see if we can't make any more cures to fix the disease problems people have. So, there's the one guy with neuralgia. Make that 2. 2 neuralgia and 1 anemia is what we need. Let's see if I have the ingredients for any of that. Anemia, we're missing some quinine. Maybe I pop back over to that guy and see if we can't get some. And I can afford to make 1 cure for neuralgia. Now we need another 15 ergotamine to make a second. So our friend over at the hospital can wait to get his cured, because the hospital's fairly secure for health. It's the Whitechapel district that is merely stable at the moment. Right. That thing. It's been a while. So I guess we get a bit more instability. Yeah, we're dealing with these pricks now. I apparently aggroed them without realizing it. Really? Blood spear, please. That's 1 down. Make that 2. Back up and kill him. That was less than ideal, but they died and I didn't, so I'm willing to let it slide for now. Yeah, Martin's over here. Let's see if he has any of that sepia or whatever the hell it's called.
Good evening, young. There's no need.
Trade?
Show me what you have.
No, he doesn't have ingredients for medicine, so gonna have to wait on that. for the time being, I think it's time to rest and evolve. And we're going to be focusing our evolution on two main things, I think. Healing and blood sphere, because the blood sphere is getting a lot of use. But we need to be able to heal better. 1300 if we do that. And our healing goes up by 50 whole points. I'll take that. We're now level 21. And it is path time, so... more regeneration over time, or just straight up healing. I'm gonna go for the straight up healing, because... we get damaged a lot with the way I play, so I think I want to be able to heal myself more. Even if it does cost a touch more as a result of that. So I'll put it up to level 3. Next, I wanted to upgrade our blood sphere, but we need 3,000 experience to do that. What I'm going to upgrade, first of all, is endurance, so we can do more hitting. Second, coagulation. This is one of those abilities that I think is going to be so useful, just because really powerful enemies, if I can hold them in place for a bit, then we can make it so we don't have to worry about things like that. I'm also sort of starting to lean away from biting as a thing that matters in terms of getting blood in combat, because I get blood from my sword now, which is a lot more handy. So, as I said, the next thing I want to upgrade is the blood spear. But I need 3 grand in experience to do that. But that's next on my list of things to upgrade. For now, let's confirm our skill enhancements and see who gets sick tonight. Apparently, the fact that those people died is raising how well the district is doing, because they were, in fact, a bit of a terror around here. Hopefully dealing with Sean will have a similar effect. So, Oswald is now literally the only one who is unhealthy at the Pembroke Hospital. Probably the fact that we embraced Clay Cox is going to make it impossible to make it to sanitized status, but I'm not bothered, even if that would be nice. Let's see, how are things going? Up to 86% in Whitechapel, just those two who are ill. Doing better at West End, so really good news all around as far as people's illnesses are concerned. We are now level 22. Let's check and see what upgrades we can make. Still don't have that, so none of them upgrades. I need that white phosphorus to be able to upgrade the Lupara. What about the Parabellum pistol? No. Let's see, I could get some more spring screws and grease, some more aluminum, or some more glass. I'm not breaking down this watch. The way it was never actually explained in the story where it came from, but my headcanon with the watch is it was a gift from our sister, so we are never going to get rid of that. We're going to keep it until the end of the damn game. Your ass can stay in place while I wail on you a bit. Really? Sometimes I do not think... Bit of blood magic. You guys are assholes, but goddamn, that is some nice healing. Note to self. Start being a little bit more careful when it comes to fights. I'm doing well overall, but we're getting nailed a few times. Not a fan. Okay. I have to get around that thing and drop in to the shelter. It's my next order of business. I mean, obviously I could just go in the sewers, but how about not? There's a couple of Skal out in the courtyard. We gotta deal with. We head in. Now. Murder, murder, death, death, murder, I think. It's the order of the day. Took a tiny bit of damage there as a result of running out of stamina. I need to prioritize some stamina upgrades when I get a chance. Another couple of rogue Skal this way. Make him dead. And let's make doubly sure that everyone outside is dead before we head on in. Because I don't want to get jumped if whatever Sean ends up being turns out to be something that we have to retreat from and lure outside. Oh dear. He's level 27 and has a lot of resistances. That's very unfortunate. A shame I haven't managed to get that upgrade to my shotgun yet. Would come in quite handy, but we don't have white phosphorus.
What on earth happened here?
Yeah, Sean, are you feeling okay? Do you remember that talk we had about restraint and not giving in to your baser instincts and all that? That's 8 white phosphorus. From what we unlocked with Miss Paxton's key. So I think we'll shelve this thing, but Sean is obviously not in the best of shapes. that whole thing about not giving in to your base instincts and anything and everything didn't last that long, now did it? So, you know, I think actually I'm going to go back to the hideout and upgrade the shotgun before we take him on. Other than his level, I have no indication as to how tough he'll actually be to take on. But even so, I want to have every advantage I can get, and a shotgun that does a bunch more damage to vampires would certainly be an advantage worth having. So let's go for it. Incendiary damage? Oh hell yes. Now 387 damage from that shotgun. And when we finally get it to level 5, it will go up to 528. Oh, this is going to be a lovely toy to have. Of course, we need more handle parts to upgrade anything else, so... I didn't think we needed to refill anything, but better safe than sorry is my motto when dealing with murderous vampires and skulls who would like to slaughter me and eat my face. Literally, in some cases. But now, let's get back into the shelter and deal with Sean. And since we have the ability to use that shotgun now, some shillings and potassium and a bunch of stuff. Let's see here. Better check that I have the shotgun equipped as my weapon of choice first. Indeed I do. Let's paralyze him. Blood sphere. Blood sphere again, and down he goes. Huh, that was actually not as difficult as I was fearing. I suppose I was just able to prevent him from being able to react a lot easier than I thought. And 2,000-ish more experience from killing him. This should put us in a good place. Unfortunately, still not enough for what we're after. That's a shame. 350 shillings and a brisk blood sample. Also a wedding ring and a beautiful necklace. Let's loot some bodies down here, because of course. Shotgun shell to replace the one that we dealt with back there. Let's see. We could, I suppose, go back down into old Bridget's hideout and see how things have unfolded down there, and as it happens, that is precisely what I am going to do, I think. If we're able, that is. Call it professional curiosity. I want to see if she and her fellow Skull have gone as crazy as Sean has, just without the cult worship, obviously. But that was a nice quick fight. To be honest, I was a lot more paranoid than I probably needed to be about facing off against Sean. But I'd rather be paranoid than dead, honestly, so I'm fine with it. Now, let's see.
The vampire
Huh. They seem perfectly fine, actually. So, since things seem to be quite calm and sedate down here, and they are not insane, and slaughtering each other to bathe in their own blood or anything, I think we shall depart, safe in the knowledge that they're a lot more stable down in the sewer skulls than we had feared. None of them attacked me on sight, which is honestly what I was fearing. Back up into the night shelter, which should be nice and deserted of evil vampires who want to slaughter everybody, which is always a good thing to be free of, honestly. I know it sounds great to have a bunch of vampires out for your face, but that's actually a bad thing. Shocking, I know. You would think it would be excellent. But no, it's actually bad. Honestly, I really love that teleport to ledges ability. It's just so awesome. It really is. Yeah. Time to kill this guy. Well, down you go. That was easy. Heal myself almost to completion, and our health regen will do the rest. Let's see. That merchant over there, Edwina, whatever the hell her name is, I would like to pay her a visit. She might have something worth it. But first, these fellows need to die. Would you stop it? I am trying to kill you. It's incredibly impolite to resist death when it comes your way. It's also impolite to explode when you die. You know. I wish you wouldn't explode when you die. It's quite inconvenient. Heal yourself now. We're quite low on blood, but I can't be bothered to care, to be perfectly frank with you. I really can't. For now, instant transmission, or turn into bats, whatever you want to look at it as, our way over here. And it's time to find Edwina and see if she has any of what we're after. That being... specifically, what we are after is good handle parts. And if I can get it, also good trigger parts.
For now,
Let's get rid of that.
seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this guard of something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our... well, for your orders, my sweet queen.
I hope the rumors about Clay are true. Otherwise...
Good evening,
Okay.
Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reid. What do you want?
I'm here to see your wares.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Let's see. You have 3 good trigger parts. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so. Good handle parts, though. There's 2. I would like them both. And the good trigger parts, I think we're going to need all 3 for our upgrade. Now, I don't need Giselle's dagger. That's pretty worthless to me. I have other things that are far better. Let's see here. What could I sell? Well, common handle parts. We can sell all of these. Well, I'll keep 6 of them. Same with the common trigger parts, in case we decide to upgrade something else. But yeah. Nobody... I checked recently, and nobody has a cold right now, so I'm going to sell her my cold medicine. Have the necklace, not my watch, for the reasons I've already expressed. Chance for watch. Beautiful necklace. Wedding ring. You can have his cross too. Generic watch. We don't need those components. And the ring. Now, there's something else we're gonna need for those upgrades. I don't remember what it was. Going to have to actually double check again. Let's see. I could upgrade my Parabellum to level 4 for more damage from the pistol when we do use that. It's not too often, but it's always nice to have a backup firearm. I would need 6 good trigger parts to upgrade our shotgun. So actually, I think what I'll do is save up for that. We need 3 more handle parts, and I need 6 more lead plates to upgrade our sword.
Good evening, Miss.
Hello again.
Let's see if she has lead
Can I
plates.
see
As long
I
as you
didn't
have
actually
money.
check for that. Aluminum parts? No, she doesn't have anything we particularly care for.
It's nothing to do with the weapons, I say.
So, now... the hospital. Dr. Swansea has something to say. We're going to head back there for that. And also... Miller.
Please, sir. Can't let you through. Go see them.
Now, our friend Miller, as I was saying,
I order you.
Miller, as it happens, tends to sell gear that we find very valuable on a pretty regular basis. Weapons and things to upgrade weapons are pretty standard fare for him.
Go on back to the shadows.
I'd like to see if he has any of that on him. Oh, there's our first death to a bunch of grunts, thanks to low stamina. I can't say I'm too surprised. We're bound to die from time to time. I'll just come back and whoop their asses. A bit of expa. Yeah, we're back here. Let's get on with it.
I'd head back if I were you, sir.
Stop it! It's fucking lock on. I said to attack him. Prick. Let's see. Do a bit of healing and get me some blood. Okay, let's undo that. I don't have the blood to heal myself properly, currently. So I'll just run. I'm not against running. Wait, what am I saying about running? I'm not running. I am advancing in the opposite direction, clearly. Okay, we're back in the hospital. So I can disable that now. Let's find Miller, or whatever his name is. I forget. And see if we can't get those parts to upgrade our blade once more. Let's see here. Milton, that was the name. And of course there's a bunch more people in the hospital I need to speak to.
Good evening,
see if there are any more
Good evening,
quests
Doctor.
to do.
Still trying to save lives?
Yep.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Let's see. Good handle parts. He only has the one. Milton's shotgun. I could buy that, but my current upgraded shotgun is far better, so I'll stick with it. I'll buy the good handle part for now. And good trigger parts. We're going to need more of those for our upgrade, so I'll get that.
The Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reid, you know. I met him in New York once.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
I know I can count on you. I wish I could say the same for the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard. don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital alone.
Very interesting. Pushing himself too hard. I wonder if that has anything to do with the you-know-what. And if you're wondering what I'm referring to, it's a little side quest from early on in the game where that doctor out there, the male one I mean, his name escapes me all of a sudden, but he was inadvertently involved in an incident that led to a patient's death and is obviously feeling guilty. Maybe this is his way of making up for that. But Swansea apparently has some more dialogue, so we'll have a little chat with him while we're here.
Hello, Jonathan. How are things on the West End front?
Complicated.
Yes.
The rich and
That's
powerful
one way to
feel
put
threatened
it.
by the disease, and have asked me to put an end to it.
Yes. It is odd how resolving a crisis suddenly increases in urgency when it affects those who matter.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Now let's just go through the motions, starting with the most important one. Speaking of the epidemic...
It looks like the epidemic is spreading to the western districts of London. I am trying to locate the source of the infection.
It won't be an easy task, my friend. This disease is highly contagious.
Epidemiology. To be honest, I don't even know what that is. Medical terminology is not a strength of mine. But what about this word that I don't know the meaning of?
Do you not think epidemiology could be helpful in this matter? To retrace the origin of infection through time and topology?
If anyone can perform such a miracle, it will be you, Dr. Reid.
So that's what it is. Finding the original carrier, though. Could we, if we found the original carrier, could we not analyze their blood and look at that to use it as a way to develop a vaccine?
Since this epidemic is evidently linked to the vampire curse, we must find the original carrier to understand where it comes from.
I admire your logic, Jonathan, but be careful. Rationality, when it comes to your kind, is not always a reliable lens.
Yeah, he has a point. I mean, I remind you, vampires are repelled by holy symbols. Not exactly the most rational or logical thing, is it? But that's the important bit. We can come down to less pertinent matters that will probably be important later on now. Do you happen to have any intelligence on the Ascalon Club? I unfortunately find myself forced to associate with them.
Does the Brotherhood of St. Paul know anything about the Ascalon Club?
Well, I'm afraid that's unlikely. Ascalon is a sensitive topic, and whatever material the Brotherhood has, I may not have access to.
Who could answer me then?
Usher Talltree, our current primate, may be the only one able to answer you. He's a discreet man who lives in the West End.
Well, that's surprisingly helpful. We'll have to pay him a visit. And Aloysius Dawson?
Do you know Aloysius Dawson, the famous tycoon, is well versed in vampire and occult knowledge?
No, I did not. But that is no surprise. For half a century, it's been quite the trend for English nobility to join secret societies and occult circles.
Yeah, no need to pursue that any further, I don't think.
Thank you for your time, Edgar.
Yeah, no need to go any further with that particular line of discussion. Bit of a waste of time, to be perfectly honest. Now, let's head back to our office.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Would love to know where I can get water, though. That's the thing. Because I don't have goddamn clue where I would get water. Let's see. Let's check again what we need to cure at this moment in time. Let's see. There are 2 people with neuralgia. I'm only able to cure one of them. I'll be curing the one in Whitechapel because Pembroke currently is healthy. So I have 1 neuralgia cure. I'm going to need an anemia cure, if possible. Let's see how I make that. I have everything I need, so I can pull that together. We'll be able to cure those 2 people once we head over to the district, as I'm going to be going there to see about locating the parts we need for our last upgrades. I'm going to need 2 more good handle parts and 6 more lead plates, as well as 5 more aluminum plates to up damage further. In addition, I'm going to want to get 2 more good trigger parts and some rivets. Most likely that will be done off camera, just because it will just be me going there and getting some stuff from merchants. Not especially interesting. I will probably sign on, for lack of a better phrase, for the leveling up, since that's the kind of sort of thing I think I want to show. But I think I'm going to end this episode here. So, this has been DarkPhoenix Gaming. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Vampyr. If you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. See you then, folks. See you then.